But I will say math is an universal language because it lives with all of us. Math is fun because it is always challenging to our mind. So enjoy the mathematics and this session. When we need to know something or learn something, there must be an introduction, overview, or agenda. Without knowing an introduction, it's like diving into a deep sea without knowing swimming. By that way, I invite G. Sasikala, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, to propose a brief introduction on the session. I welcome you, ma'am.
Welcome. Thank you, Ranjit. I take pleasure in welcoming our principal sir in absentia, who has been readily extending the support and encouraging all activities of the department and college. I welcome our respected HOD, Dr. S. Chitra Madam, today guiding us and extending all support for every activity proposed by the department. Welcome, Madam. I take great delight to have the presence of Dr. G. Arulfrida Vinodini ma'am for readily accepting our invitation for this guest lecture and share her experience and knowledge amidst her tight schedule and commitments. Welcome, madam. I take immense pleasure in welcoming faculty members and students who have joined from various departments for this guest lecture. We assure you a great guest lecture, memorable and wonderful. Finally, I welcome all fellow colleagues and students of our institution. Welcome all. I am happy to introduce our chief guest, Dr. G. Arulfrida Vinodini Madam, Assistant Professor, Senior Grade, Department of Mathematics, Savitha School of Engineering, CIMMET, Chennai. She has completed her BSc Mathematics at PSGR Krishnamal College for Women. She secured University 6th rank in the year of 2001. She has completed her MSc Mathematics at Government Arts College, Bharathiar University, Coimbatore. And she has completed her MPhil Mathematics at Madurai Kamaraj University. And she has completed her PhD in the area of queuing theory, stochastic process at Bharathiar University, Coimbatore. And also she has cleared the set conducted by Mother Teresa University, Kodaikanal in the year 2016. She attended Mathematical Training Talent Search Program conducted by National Board of Higher Mathematics at IIT Mumbai. She has 20 years of teaching experience and held various positions in different engineering colleges and arts and science colleges. She has more than 15 publications in national and international journals and conferences. She acted as a peer reviewer in NME 2019 conference, Beijing, China. She has published a book chapter entitled Numerical Modeling in Emerging Trends in Mechanical Computing and Electrical Science. She has organized many number of sponsored workshops for faculty members and students. As a resource person, she has delivered the lectures on probability and queuing theory and probability and statistics in Jerusalem College of Engineering, Chennai. Now I'll hand over the session to you, ma'am. Ma'am, Frida, ma'am. Frida, ma'am. Frida, ma'am. Ma'am, is it audible? Ma'am?
Yeah, it's audible. I think she's.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, somebody me. Okay, again I connected. No issues. Actually, two logins I'm using, ma'am. One is for the sharing the screen, and other is for mic.
Okay, ma'am, just a minute, ma'am. Only one small instruction I'll give it to the students. That should not happen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
please, students, please. Our guest has come from outside. I think you're all professionals. Please keep this in your mind, Kanna. You should not play with the guest. They should not take any backup when she's leaving the session. I request. I think our students are very much professionalism they are having. They're all professionals. I hope that you will understand what I'm trying to say. You please don't play. This is a class, and already I think your teachers will inform you that this is a class session. This attendance will be accountable in your logbook. So please kindly how you are attending our online classes in the regular college hours, the same way you have to behave. I expect that from you people, right? Okay, thank you, ma'am. You can proceed now.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction and the invitation that the college has provided to me. I'm privileged today to see the students from Valiammai College and all mechanical students of second year and even EEE Energy are participating. I'm very happy to meet you all students. So today the topic given to me is to cover the applications on statistics and numerical techniques. As you know, this numerical methods is a paper which will be kept in the 4th semester generally. Why they have put this paper in the 4th semester? You can see all mathematical techniques you will be learning from first year. Differentiation, integration, matrices, everything you will be learning. And in the 4th semester, you can see this paper numerical methods, which will cover once again all the techniques that you have learned. The first topic that they will teach you is finding the roots of an equation. So where did you learn finding the roots of an equation? Somewhere in the school. And then they move to matrices, solving simultaneous equations, all those stuffs. So again, you are repeating every topic. So what is the necessity of it? Differentiation integration also you do analytically. So everybody knows the derivative of x cube is 3x square. But when we come for solving research problems, our function is not very simple as x cube, so that you can easily tell the derivative is 3x square. So our function is complicated. So when the functions become complicated, differentiation integration becomes difficult. And that is the purpose why these numerical methods have been introduced. So they have converted all the analytical methods available in mathematics using the numerical techniques. And because of that only, many computer programs are possible. So nowadays we have so many softwares. If you give the function, it will give you the integrated value, differentiated value. You can run simulation. All those things are possible only with the help of numerical methods. So we never do analytical integration during our research time. So everything you convert it into a software. So it will simply use Taylor's rule, Simpson's rule, finding the integration of a function. So that beautiful subject is this numerical methods. So being a mechanical student and EEE Energy students, you must be very, very thorough with this numerical techniques. The second topic is our statistics. Coming to statistics, this is a branch of mathematics which is used to analyze things. So we start with statistical techniques first, and then we proceed to the application of numerical methods. So coming to the statistical methods, you can classify the statistics into two types. One is called descriptive statistics and the other one is called inferential statistics. So what do you do with this descriptive statistics? So under descriptive, this is generally gives the data about the population, nothing else more than that. So under that descriptive, we have main headings as central tendency and dispersion. Central tendency will cover mean, median, mode, range, etc. It goes on. When you come to dispersion, it will give you the deviation from the mean. So this mean is a beautiful concept and we use mean everywhere. But this mean will not be correct every time. For example, a very simple example I will give you. Suppose you are a student writing 2 exams. One exam you scored 100 marks. Another exam you are scoring 0 marks. So what is the average mark scored by you? What is the average mark scored by you? So it will be 100 plus 0 by 2. The answer will be 50. So if somebody asks you, you will tell 50%. So you will tell this mean. Mean is a single number representing the mark of 2 subjects. So when you say 50%, what will your parents or teachers or your friends will think? Oh, this guy has cleared both the papers because his average is 50%. But what is the actual truth? You have cleared one paper and you have failed in another paper. So this is the demerit of this mean. So arithmetic mean is a single number representing a bigger data set. Now I have given you only for two numbers itself. It gives us a wrong interpretation. And imagine when you are giving the entire population in the world. So many people, infinity of people. So naturally it will land up with some errors. So how to study or give the details is the next measure which will give you the dispersion. So this will give you how much the real data is distant from the mean, from the center number mean. And using that, you can get some derivations and you can understand the data set well. So central tendency will be the first level of data. Dispersion will be the second level. Third level I didn't put here, but inside the PPT it will come. Third is skewness, and fourth one you will have kurtosis. So this is about descriptive statistics. Under inferential branch of statistics, you can understand this English terminology, inference. You are going to arrive some conclusion from it. So that inferential, you have so many techniques like t-test, ANOVA, regression, chi-square, etc. So these are the two main branches of statistics, and we will see where the statistics and numerical methods, every problem you do in the class is an application. So we are searching somewhere where the application is. No, every day you do some quality check in the company. And what is the thing you are doing? You are applying the t-test for small samples, large sample test. You are doing good chi-square test. You are getting regression. So all these things without our knowledge we use. So in the due course, you will understand them clearly. So now I want to compare this descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So try to understand the definition of it. So the center one, what I have put here is the entire population. So suppose you are taking the height of a people in a country. So you are taking all the height of the people, and what is you do in descriptive statistics is maybe you arrive at a graph. You tell the people here average male height is say 6, female height is 5.8. So some results you show as a graph here. Whereas in inferential statistics, we will not take the entire population, because imagine if I ask you average height of male in the world. So do you think you can investigate all the male in the world? It is not physically possible. So what we do is we take only samples here, and based upon the sample, we try to understand the population, and such a thing I call it by the name inferential statistics. So you can see the definition of inferential statistics. It aims at making deduction about the population from the sample. I hope you can understand the difference. But the descriptive statistics means it will study the entire population and give you some result. And this is possible only if the sample, the population size is very small. If I ask you what is the average height of students in second year mechanical, we can easily do it. Maybe second year mechanical, 100 students now, I can bring all the 100 students, measure their height and give the average. So that is called descriptive statistics. But when I say I need the average height of male in the world, then it goes to crows and crows. We cannot do it. So we take some sample, say in one country, or even some few people from each country, and study their average, and we will tell, okay, maybe for the world also the same result will hold good. So such a thing, I call it by the name inferential. So I hope you can understand the difference between descriptive, inferential. Now, what is the usage? Where is the usage of these things? So you can see the usage of descriptive. So this side I cover descriptive and the right hand side I cover the inferential. So the usage is describes the basic picture, basic idea about the data set you will get. Whereas here it will explain under inferential, it will explain the chance of occurring of an event or an activity. So will that happen like that? For example, I say this year on November 20, last year November 20, it rained. So that is a fact. So will it rain the same day in 2021? So we can only give a probability. So that we call it as inferential. I do not know. I can only predict. And coming to the result, how do you conclude here? In descriptive, we simply represent the data with a graph, table, chart. But here I can only give that as a probability score. What are the tools that we use to measure? It will describe the population itself that are under study. But in inferential, it aims at making deduction about the population from the sample. So we collect only a sample and do our investigation. And when to use this, as I said earlier, when the data set is very small, we are happy with descriptive statistics. But when the data set becomes very large, we cannot use descriptive. We have to go for inferential statistics. So now I'm giving a small example here. There are 15 students in mechanical branch of an engineering college whose ages are given. Now the two questions are here. Can you guess which is the descriptive statistics and which is under inferential statistics? So you see the first question, I need the average of a BE mechanical student. The second question is the average of this BE mechanical similar to the average age of students in the university? So I hope you can understand the difference. Here the data set is small. I'm talking only about the 15 students. So find the mean directly. Add all the numbers, divide by 15, you get it. So what type of statistics I'm using for question number 1? It will be descriptive statistics. Whereas you go to the second question, what we do? We find the average of a class and we compare that with the average of the students in the university. So will it be similar? So that type of query, I will go under inferential statistics. Now coming to the descriptive statistics, I will cover the basic things about mean, median, mode, and then we will go to inferential statistics where we will cover the sample, test of hypothesis, etc. So here, what is the use of this mean, median, mode? I have given some examples here. Arithmetic mean, generally your average mark that you score, what is the temperature of a city in a day, all these are mean. Some data we need to arrange and take the middle value. So those things I call it by the name median. So please remember, median is nothing but the middle number. So wherever arrangement and middle number comes, the concept is called median. Mode means the repeated item. So you can see this good example here. Best selling item in a shop. For example, you are running a shop and you sell, for example, let us take a shoe. Shoe may differ in various sizes. And the